All right, guys, so we just set up our pricing options, and now we want to get into setting up our digital print pricing grid. Where we're going to want to head to is pricing on the top navigational bar, print pricing, and digital print pricing. This is going to open me up so that I can see my default grid. How your pricing works for your direct-to-garment is your break count is actually going to go from left to right. So you have a quantity, you have your base price per side and a setup. You have a team price in here as well if your customers do set up a roster for the names and numbers in the back of their shirt. And then you also have an override price grid here. Now, your min and your max is the number of shirts. So right now, we have in 1 to 12, and then 13 to 24, 25 to 48. So how the system is going to price out your print with your product is, for example, let's say I'm your customer and I am getting a full design on the front and a full design on the back, and I'm only purchasing one product. It's going to add a per side of 15 for the front plus 15 for the back. So my print is $30 plus my blank product price. So if my blank product was $5, my total is $35. And that's obviously without tax and stuff like that. However, that might be too high, too low. There might be something discrepancy in there. You might want to dock this down. Maybe you are like, no, we want to do $12 per print. Please feel free to edit anything that's in here. Now, your setup charge, I don't usually see anyone put a setup charge in for their direct-to-garment. However, if your pricing has a setup charge, definitely put that in and have that go through together. Now, if you do put a setup charge, that's a one-time setup fee. So it's only going to charge that one time, and then it's going to charge your per side print, depending on if I'm getting a front, back, left, and right sleeve. Now, you also have an override price here. So, for example, let's say I wanted to dock down my back to $10. And then I want to do a left sleeve print at $5, and I also want to dock it down to $5 right sleeve. If I do the front and the back print like I did previously, it's actually going to do a $15 price for my front, and then it's adding $10 for my back. So it's giving a little bit of a discount. So technically my price for print would only be $25 instead of $30. With that being said, because my override price is for the back, left, and right sleeve, if I'm a customer and I'm coming on and I only get a left sleeve print, this left sleeve $5 is going to override your 15 per side print. Therefore, I highly suggest not using your override price. Reason being is that you will lose money if you dock that down in your pricing like that. So this then also comes into effect with your multiple side discount. Now we're going to talk about your multiple side discount after screen print pricing, just because your multiple side discount will be a percentage for both your direct-to-garment and your screen print price. Now that we covered our digital print pricing, if you ever want to create another grid, for example, you'll notice, I don't have an embroidery module here. Now, our development team is working on embroidery, so definitely be looking out for that, and that's something that we hope to have out and implemented in the near future. Now, with that being said, a lot of our customers will use the digital print pricing as an embroidery grid. So what they'll do is they'll hit this plus sign to create a new grid, and they will create a model name called embroidery. They will then set up a grid based on their embroidery for a per side print. Now, digital print pricing is going to be the best grid to pull from if you are deciding to do embroidery and you want to pull it based off a grid. However, we do have some other workarounds that we as an InkSoft team and a support team think is a better option for you. And if you do have questions over this, please feel free to reach out to support so that we can walk you through setting up your embroidery line. Now, after everything is said and done, You always want to make sure that you're selecting save so that all of the changes that you made for your direct to garment grid is saving. Once you hit save, we then can move on to our screen print pricing grid.